Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. So growing up, like every other child would have been asked, I was asked as well, what do you want to become when you grow up? And I think like in every other household, most of our relatives would have already charted out what their child would want to become or what they want to become once they grow up. But here I was very confidently saying, I don't know, but whatever I do, I'm sure I'm going to be noticed. I would be special. I would make sure that people know I'm there. So with that thought process, I've been growing up. What happened, like even I'm sure you guys will connect with me, at least a couple of decades back, growing up for us, it was all about ranks, it's all about marks, it's all about degrees that we hold. So that qualifies the success. And our house is full of academics. So my parents didn't really bother about communication, did not bother about networking, did not bother about being polished or, how you come across when you're talking, when you're sitting, when you're walking. No, that was not the criteria, right? And that was only limited to people from the television industry, not for the academics. So growing up in such household, I said, okay, fine. I think studies, ranks, marks, degrees, your certificates talks it all. And so fast forward, I joined a multinational company and started my internship there. And I have a very good friend even now. So what happened then, she nominated me for a beauty pageant. And before you guys think it's all about glitter and glamour and fashion, no, this was not a fashion show of that sort. This was more like a beauty pageant, a brain pageant, if I might say. That's because this was organized by a bunch of tech companies. A couple of decades ago, it was all about Silicon City, startups, companies were coming up. So on that basis, on that portfolio, they hosted this event. And I'm like, okay, I don't have a glamour background. I don't have a fashion background. I don't have a ramp etiquette background and whatever. I said, what max can happen? If I don't get selected, I'll at least have a story to tell. And then to my surprise, yes, I got selected. And what stayed with me was not about the event. It's not about the event, or it's not about what I wore or what questions I answered. No. What stayed with me was the preparation. So there were a bunch of mentors who work on you, who work on you in a certain way that, I changed after that moment. They coach you on confidence. They coach you on how do you talk. They coach you on how do you look at people, have an eye contact, and how do you create an impact? How do you become influential? So that coaching took a number of days, like 10 days, 15 days. And I saw myself change with every session. I saw myself being different with every day, every passing day. And okay, once done with that event, I go back to the office and I was a very evolved, a different person, and that was noticed. So when you talk, you are heard. When you give suggestions, it makes an impact. The team looks at you very seriously. In the organization, if you see, many people would have joined a company with similar degree backgrounds, with similar academic background. So what makes some of them grow on the professional ladder, or what makes somebody stand different? So when somebody walks into the room, you will know that this person is noticed. The person has arrived. So what gets them that captivation? What gets them that promotion? While 10 of them having the same degree certificate. So again, I'm not going to talk about the marks, your levels. No, that doesn't matter. It qualifies your technical knowledge, yes. But to grow in a corporate ladder, or even to be on your own as an entrepreneur, as a management person, it takes a lot more than just your certificate. You need to have skills. You need to upgrade yourself. You need to be up to the market. Like I always say, we as in the globalizing India, we are not here just competing with our next door people, with our next cubicle person, or with our classroom friends. No. We are going to be shoulder to shoulder competing with the world-class talent. So what do we need for that? Besides our technical certification, which qualifies that what profession we are into, we are good. But to tell that story, we need to be equipped with self-esteem, equipped with confidence, equipped with certain body language that when you talk, the other person gives you the attention, right? When you give your interview, you need to crack that job. So for all that, I think now we have a lot of facilities to learn on that, to skill up on that. A lot of opportunities are there. So I would advocate having a mentor. I would recommend each one of you to go ahead and get yourself a mentor. A mentor who's going to not just have a one-on-one session, not just going to keep advising you. It's not about the advice. Anybody and everybody gives us advice, right? Google gives us the advice. A grandmother gives us the advice. Our aunts give us the advice. So why is it important to have a mentor? It is very important to have a mentor because they will identify your blind spots. They tell you how you have to grow, what are your challenges, right? And they will give you their personal feedback, their personal experience. How did they overcome that? Now, that's very important. And that's how, when you know what are your faults, what is that other person faced the challenge, how did that person overcome that? Knowing all of that is when we learn, right? We don't have to make the similar mistakes. So it's very important to have mentors. All through my journey in the corporate world, yes, I did have a very good mentor. I changed 2-3 companies and I joined a startup, all because, everything was an evolving stage. Everything is a learning stage. Even till date, if you ask me, yes, I do have a mentor. I do look for coaches who help me put a roadmap, who helps us to navigate to the right path. So like I say, we should not be chasing the titles. We should not be so entitled that, we are just going to compete with our colleagues, with our peers for the marks or for a job title or for a raise. No, we need to compete ourselves with the world-class market outside there. Even if you see an athlete, the best coach he would be having, right? A best entrepreneur, he would definitely have somebody look up to. So it's very important to have a mentor in our life. It's very important to have a coach for ourselves. And most importantly, it's super important to have identify yourself, bring a brand to yourself. We identify few celebrities or well-known personalities because of their style, because of their nature, because of their character, right? We all have those. We all have those role models. Why? Because we recognize them with such identity. So we need to do that for ourselves as well. Do an analysis on yourself. Bring out the best, bring out the worst, and then work on it. Which department of yourself do you think needs scaling up? Where do you need to polish? What kind of skills can help you stand better than the rest of them? And there's nothing wrong to be selfish. It's important to be selfish at times. And that's when you evolve as a best person, best citizen, a best family member, a best friend. On that note, I would just say, don't chase titles, chase skills, learn, scale up, and evolve, and keep progressing. Thank you.